We are firefighters. There isn't a job we love more. We do it because of our compassion. We do it because we want to be there for our community. We do it because it's the people we know who need us. We do it because we love the training. We do it because we love the confidence. We do it because we love the camaraderie. Some of us do it for free. Some of us even get paid to do it. We see those in our community suffer. We're there for them in their time of need. We see things most people don't see. We're trained to do things many people aren't. We are a volunteer trauma-based community organization. Our trauma pales in comparison with others because it's happening to them and not to us. The worst day in someone's life is not the worst day in ours. We learn to cope. The only incidents we remember are the first one, the worst one, and the latest. The rest is not worthy of our attention because we're coping with it. After a time, calls become routines and we're less triggered by incidents. Fires have embers. Chimney fires, the embers disappear pretty quickly. With a forest fire, the embers start a new fire. We're trained. We understand that in a structure fire there are stages of a fire. In the incipient stage, when it begins, it's not terribly destructive, but it is somewhat still disturbing. A waste paper basket, an overcharged extension cord, an electrical short. Fire begins small. The heat from the fire is absorbed by the air. And all we need in the beginning is a quick knockdown. Find the issue, take it out, take out the heat. We know in the growth phase, the atmosphere changes. A thermal layer is gathering at the ceiling. The atmosphere is beginning and bringing everything in the room closer to its ignition point. We can still fight the fire until the rollover when the fire meets the thermal layers. Fully involved means everything in the room is on fire. Everything in the room is a source of fire. We have complete involvement, and during the flashover phase, the entire compartment becomes engulfed in flames almost simultaneously. There's high temperatures around 1,000 degrees. There's radiation in the sense that the heat is moving and affecting the surfaces and objects to reach their ignition temperature and combust. And there's rapid development. And the flashover can occur very quickly, often within minutes, making it extremely dangerous for firefighters and occupants. Then all goes quiet, and the air in the room is used up, and we enter a backdraft situation. Did you know our mental health deteriorates exactly the same way as a room catches on fire? It might be an issue, like a call, a family crisis, a marriage strain, death in the family, conflict. Or it could be our memories of a call. As I said, we usually remember the first one, the worst one, and the latest. All the other calls are embers. They're not active, they're below the radar, and we cope with them because they're lesser than the three we notice. Maybe it'll go away. But one day there's one too many embers, and our inner peace has absorbed all it can, and the temperatures start to rise. The rising temperatures make us less patient, less tolerant, a little more cranky, and that has a cascading effect. Then an incident occurs, much like our rollover, one too many. Yet in our department we've learned to be competent and confident. Thus we continue to come to calls because we still perform well. We like that feeling when we are in firefighting mode. Our adrenaline is a bit higher and we lean on it a little more frequently, but what the heck? The more adrenaline, the faster we go, the more focused we have to be, the less we see. Then our partner leaves us, our kids are in crisis, or we have a conflict at the fire hall. Our fire inside of us is approaching a flashover. Some go so far as being a walking backdraft. You know them. These are our colleagues, our firefighters that are so intense that we don't want to go into a burning building with them. They are one critical incident stress away from cracking the seal on a backdraft when everything explodes. Did you know that fire department administrations deteriorate exactly the same way as a structure fire? As the leadership descends deeper into stress, compassion decreases with it. They start competing for the oxygen in the room. Leaders start to compete with each other. Sides are chosen. Favoritism, unequal application of the rules or signs of the department is beginning to roll over. And then someone is chosen for a scapegoat, and the one whole problem of the department seems to rest with this one person. If that person wasn't here, everything would be fine, we say to ourselves. We lose more firefighters to politics than we do to unresolved trauma. And we know that the fire may start out in the kitchen, but when it's not treated, the whole house becomes fully involved, not just the kitchen. When the leaders do not pay attention to their own mental health, the whole department becomes fully involved, not just the leaders. We are firefighters. We know how to tackle this. When we see overheated extension cords, we do something before it catches. When we see potential problems, we put fire extinguishers on hand to tackle the problem early before there's too much damage. We have smoke detectors to warn us. We can pencil the thermal layer to bring down the heat if we know how to do it. And we do. One tool for a quick knockdown is the Critical Incident Stress Management Team. We are volunteers. We're volunteer mental health professionals and peers who are willing to come to your team after an incident. We do a quick knockdown before there's a structural damage. The 4 original members of the CISM team for the province of Nova Scotia are still on the job. Why? Because we want you to retire from the service after a full career of serving your community. Why? Because we recognize that we can eliminate stress that may harm your family. Why? Because when we serve you, we restore compassion in us and in you.